ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kika Tips. My name is Kamaa. I'd like to thank my son Angelo for working hard. What I just did is I did an exercise. We're at the Pacific Garden. Can you hear me? We're at the Pacific Garden and we're performing here from 12 to 1. I learned this from a lesson from Taimani Gardner. I discovered that using a thumb pick, because I was just using my open hand, right? Because Nando plays open hand for good tone. But just to get more more connection, I discovered using this. So what I use is Tortex Dunlop. I use a Dunlop thumb pick, the same that they use as with steel guitar. And I learned this from Taimani watching her video. Taimani Gardner. I really appreciate all the top ukulele players sharing. I need to make a correction, ladies and gentlemen. See, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay? 2 times 2 equals 4, or 2 square. Okay, so once again, 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 2 square. So 2 times 2 times 2 equals 2 to the 3rd power. Here, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 2 to the 4th power. And in music we use 8 bars, we use 4 bars, we use the number 4 bars, 8 bars, 12 bars, and 16 bars in increments of 4. When we're building chord construction, we use tertian harmony from Pythagoras. He's a mathematician, philosopher from the island of Samos in Ionia. He uses, we use tertian harmony. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. There are 7 days in a week. There are 7 different levels from the 1 to the 13. The 1st degree of the chord, the 3rd degree of the chord, which is the heart of the chord, the 5th degree of the chord, the 7th degree of the chord, the 11th degree, and the 13th of the chord. Okay, so basically what I got here, the reason for square, and I discovered this from studying Einstein. Okay, it's the how, what, why, where, and when of how to achieve expertise and virtuosity. So basically E and E equals mean the same as, so E equals MC2, MC2 equals E. So E is energy, and the energy that we use here is exponential energy, accomplishment, virtuosity, expertise, based on the time frame that we use to develop our expertise. We have 1 hour, the law of 1 hour, the law of 10 hours, the law of 100 hours, the law of 1,000 hours, the law of 10,000 hours. By applying oneself correctly in the long time frame, you can arrive at a level of professionalism and expertise, perfection. That's how virtuoso become virtuoso. What I've done, Angelo and I, is we have interviewed Marty Friedman, Johnny Smith, Byron Yasue, one of the C&K gang, even Mackie Fury, all of our teachers, Doug McDonald, Don DeSwan, Sam Mahia, David Choi from Punahou, and then we have, the list goes on and on. I even took lessons from Jimmy Funai and Doug Forsyth. So that's how, by interviewing these people, this is how I arrived to the conclusion based on Einstein's theory of relativity. In other words, by applying oneself with this energy, the same potential energy for accompaniment, virtuosity, and expertise, it's relative. You can apply, if you play the guitar, you can play the ukulele. If you play the ukulele, you can play the guitar. If you can play the ukulele and guitar, you can play the bass. You got rhythm, you can play. In order to do music, you need rhythm, melody, and harmony. So rhythm basically is drums, kunga. Melody is singing. Harmony is chords. So you can play the piano, you can play melodies on the piano, you can play chords on the piano. So you can apply yourself in that regard, and the degree of intent or desire or intensity will determine your timeline as to when you're going to achieve your potential energy, your potential square. Because E equals energy, M is mass, with repetition and muscle memory, and all the different variations of movement. And C equals light speed, but we're using it for allegro, largo, walking speed, time frames, timelines. And 2 is square, and for square we're using exponential energy or exponential accomplishment, virtuosity, and expertise as you apply yourself doing correctly your lessons and exercises and techniques based on the 1 hour law, the 10 hour laws, the 100 hour laws, the 1,000 hour laws, and the 10,000 hour laws. Now we who perform, we're getting paid for deliberate practice. That's how we become more expert and virtuoso. So I'm talking about all the performers that perform. We're all getting paid in one way or the other, and most of all we're getting exponential energy by the power of repetition. It develops our muscle memory, our pitch memory, our data memory, and also it develops our auditory, visual, and kinesthetic mindsets, tool sets, and skill sets. Also our fine motor skills, large motor skills, our active joints, our core muscles. And it music also helps. God uses music to promote excellent good health. It helps to fight against Alzheimer's disease and dementia. The use of the conscious mind or the brain. And there's healing in music also. Music brings people back to where they were at a younger age. It brings back memories. The memory is the basis of all knowledge. Data memory, pitch memory, muscle memory. Okay? So with that said, I made my correction today. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 2 square. 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the 3rd power. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the 4th power. And in music, we have 4 over 4, which is common time. The 4 counts per bar. Music is written in 4-bar phases. Hawaiian music is basically 8 bars with a 4-bar introduction. Blues is 12 bars, and then when we get into jazz standards, jazz tunes, it's 16 bars. First 4-bar phase, second 4-bar phase, and then we call that A section. We dissect it. Then we have the 3rd 4-bar phase and 4th 4-bar phase. We call that section a B section. We dissect the sections for the sake of understanding. Okay? This is Mike Barques. You are listening to Kika Tips. I'd like to thank my son, Michelangelo Barques. Angelo, Nando, and I, we are over at Pacific Garden. The other day, we were over at the Pagoda. It's backing up Danny Color 18. It's my privilege. I'm looking forward to that. Danny is one of my, I just appreciate Danny. He's a legend in the islands. Danny Color 18, my son. Aloha nui, ho'oloi, hoko, holomo.